Mic check. Mic check. Mic. Mic check. Low energy today, fellas. 3 people watching, 2 people watching. Let's got it one more day. Today's Thursday in Japan, so I don't know what day it is for some of you guys out there. Low energy today. Monotone low energy. Absolutely getting absolutely wasted. From my work. Getting wasted from work. I've been vibe coding. Hello there, sir. Vibe coding for 2.5 weeks. 3 weeks nearly, sorry. Vibe coding for 3 weeks. Getting wasted. Deploying fast. Reviewing fast. Let's have a look at some websites for a while we chill out for a bit. Hey Diego, otsukare. Nice to see you again. Always good to see you. We've got a few topics today. Always, we'll just go through some. We haven't looked at Findy yet, so I'll look at Findy today. We'll compare it with some Livertech. We'll have. Oh no, we won't look at that. Maybe we'll look at this. We'll look at some a new startup in Japan. Firecrawl, probably not. And I need to buy a car soon, so I'm looking at cars. Nothing too fancy. Family car. Between 50 man and 100 man. No loan, just buy the damn thing. And drive it till it falls to pieces. So I'm looking at a car. So, I don't know, maybe we won't look at that today. I hope we can get a caller in today. The YouTuber, PhD and AI engineer. If that's what you call them these days. LLM expert, engineer, PhD graduate fella from Brazil. So hopefully he jumps in the stream today. If not, we'll find some people out there who wants to jump in and yap a bit. But first, Discord's not up. Got to get Discord up. Got to let everyone know. The stream has started. Friday night in Japan. I don't know about some of you guys there. Oh, just a second. Yeah, Matthew's in the through Discord. I'll create a private room after we have a few more viewers. Just talking to Matthew. I'll share the link. Where is his link? For anyone who's interested in today's. So I'm super low energy, guys. Sorry about that. So we're gonna get this guy. Hopefully we can get this guy in today. He's a scholar in search of knowledge. There you go. With patience and discipline. He's been here for I think 4 or 5 years. His channel's mostly targeted to Brazilians or Portuguese speakers, but hopefully we can hear what it's like as a PhD graduate finding work in Japan, specifically in his case Kyoto and Tokyo. Should be interesting to hear what's happening on his side. Welcome 6 viewers. Now there's 9. Booming, absolutely booming. What am I doing? I'm 38 this month, and I'm on YouTube talking to people. I'm talking to 9 people. What am I doing with my life? Who knows? Let's see what happens. Do this for 6 months. 6 months. Every Thursday night, 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. This is the number one. You might need some Pinot. You know what? I've got I don't have Pinots, but I've got this here. You might know it. So there's dried plums, sweet dried plums, and some of this. Because I'm just wasted from work, and the weather's up and down today, so I'm kind of my throat kind of sounds wasted too. Yeah, trying to substitute this stuff, this dried plums, sweet dried plums, for chocolate, and well, I did have a bit of ice cream today, but trying to substitute Japanese sweets over Western, or let's say chocolate or sugar, just sugar rush candy, sweets, chocolate, and all that. Mic's working. Just checking. Sorry. Sometimes I don't know if my mic is working. Let me share in the Discord. At everyone. Even if they know, they will. Even if they know that I'm live, I have to annoy people to remember to come check out the live. Live. It takes a while for people to jump in. So before we get Matthews, I don't know how to say it in a proper accent. Just call him Matt, as he is on the Discord server. I made a video about LivTech recently. This is not the LivTech I was talking about. This is for normal working, as a Shane, an employee. And I used it a few months ago just to have a try. But I think the best jobs are on, I don't know the best jobs, but Findy looks really good. Findy looks like the best thing right now. So if you're in Japan and you're looking for a decent job, I mean a good job, it's probably Findy. If anyone has used it. But I noticed that on my last video, people were asking me from abroad that they can't log into LivTech freelance. I should have told everyone that it's only for people in Japan. You need a phone number, and not anyone can get a phone number. Bruce says, "Hey man, been following you for a while. I got to Tokyo about a week ago. Here for the rest of the month, and Osaka next month, and back to Tokyo for all of September. Are you having those meetups you had in the past during those times?" Yes, hey Bruce. I think I've seen your name before, Bruce. You're from the US, I think. You're not from Texas or somewhere around there, south. I'll just write in the chat. I've got to confirm this, but August 1st is Tokyo Drink Up / Meetup is the next one. And then August 31st, the last day of, on a Saturday, sorry. Saturday 30th. August 30th, Saturday, is Osaka Meetup, Drink Up. I just write it out just to make sure you guys can see if you're in the chat. So that's the next two Meetup drink ups. I don't think I'll be doing, I won't be getting presentations. I've got to think about that one. Presentations you got to find the right presenter. It takes a lot of effort, and at the end of the day, people who come to meetups will prefer to just chat with other devs and find out what's happening. So I'm still thinking about presenters, or maybe I'll just present some banter. I don't know, but anyway, drink up meetup August 1st Tokyo, guys, and August 30th Osaka. Saturday. It's a Saturday. We're gonna get all the Kansai boys, and maybe there's one girl. I doubt there's any girls in this community in Kansai, but hey, everyone's welcome. Jump in. Yeah, I was in the Discord once before, but I uninstalled it because I wasn't really using it. Yeah, yeah, Bruce, I think you probably shouldn't really use it, to be honest. But I'll make sure I post it in YouTube community. There's YouTube community tabs. The community, I'll make sure I post it there, and I'll add the LinkedIn, my LinkedIn, because you can only get to me through LinkedIn or Discord. I don't really use other social medias. I don't use Twitter or Instagram. I have it, but I don't really use it. So that should be should be a good one. Should be a good one. The last meetup was pretty good too. Oh, so I discovered. I found out this company in Japan. Okay, this is interesting. I'm from Alabama. Okay, that's the one. Okay, I'll check the exact dates and hopefully you can make it. Sharia says, hi, I'm from India. Oh, thanks. Thanks for telling me. Hello, peeps. Hello, Nerdy Dumb Productions. I was looking at the Japanese. Hey, sup, boys. Hey, Fleet. Sup, Fleet. I was looking at this AI startup. This is interesting, guys. All this AI hype is quite interesting. I'm not going to shit on it because I want the money too. I want the money. Hey, Geza, good evening. I want the money. There's a 15 oku. Just think of 15 oku as 15 million New Zealand dollars. So what's that, like 9 million US dollars? So Series A from this company called Fellow, which is basically this. It's just an AI agent. So I have no idea what this is about. And it's two investments. I don't know if anyone here is actually interested in any other stuff, but I am. So two investments came, one from Peak XY, which is formerly Sequoia, which I've heard of Sequoia. And they must have changed their naming. So these guys invested a lot of money. There you go. I don't know who these people are. Was it an Indian company? Maybe I'm thinking of a different company. Or like a Southeast Asian, it does say India and Southeast Asia, so maybe there's a India and Southeast Asia branch of Sequoia. And then there's this one here, a Korean investment. What would you call it? Don't know what you call it, guys. It's Thursday night. I'm so tired from vibe coding. I've been vibe coding for 3 weeks. It's been interesting. Let's check if Matthews is. I'm free now. We'll go to the gym after we. Okay, sorry. I'll jump. I'll get Matthews in the chat. Let's get Matthews in the chat. I gotta make Matthew just a second. 1 second. 1 sec. I'll make a room. Yeah, we don't want to waste the time. We've got 16 people. That's enough. Let me make a. Oh my goodness. What are we doing? Let me make a streaming room. Matt. Physics Matt. Add member. Okay, so I made a room. And it's only Matt can join. So how do I... Just a second. Here, I've got a room in here. How can I check if Matt's in there? Would you recommend vibe coding after these 3 weeks? It's a mix. I think in my use case, I'll talk about this a bit later, but in this use case, I do recommend. Oh, Physics Matt's in here. How do you're on mute. I think you're on mute. Hello, I think you're on mute. How do I unmute you? Play Sudoku. How no? I have to unmute you. It says mute. What's this? Physics, Matt, I can't hear you. I can't hear him. Good evening, Brody. User volume. You are on mute. Oh, you don't have permissions. What the? Let me. Okay, let me. You can. Okay. Connect. Speak. Video. Sorry, this is my first time inviting. Use voice. Use external sound. Just use everything. Yeah, default on mute. What a noob I am. Permissions. Okay, I'm just gonna make it all yes. Sorry, Matt. I'm a millennial, a very late millennial. Very late millennial. I just take everything. Signing my life away. There we go. It should work now. Everything is permissioned. Okay.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, perfect.
Oh, great. I'll put your volume up. Maybe the channel will say if you're loud enough.
Yeah, it's okay. Hello, everyone. Thank you for having me on the show.
Yeah, great. Thanks for joining. Well, I want to remove these games. It's telling me to play some games. Let me remove that. Okay.
There's an X below your icon.
Yeah. Cool. How's it going? How's your Thursday?
Yeah, amazing. Can I turn on my camera? Yeah, nice.
Oh,
Okay.
great. How do I do this now? Should I turn off I'll turn off my this capture and I'll use this one. And it will show a totally different angle. Okay, there we go. That's not the right angle. No, that is the angle. That's the angle. You got my bad angle. Nice to see you and nice to talk to you. I've only heard you in Portuguese. I haven't heard you in English yet.
Yeah, right. Hello, everyone from the chat.
Yeah, hopefully they can hear and see you okay. Yep, actually, Chad Max, I think you... Yeah, I watched your video and I think you're a Chad Maxer.
No.
No?
What is this?
Well, actually, guys, he said to this, after this, I'm going to the gym. So yeah, okay, I better, he's going to work on his muscles after this, so definitely
Yeah, I'm
Chad
going
Maxer.
to Anytime Fitness.
Oh, nice. In Kyoto there, has it cooled down? It's cooled down here in Tokyo. It's a little cooler today.
Yeah, it's terrible here. Even the chickens are dying apparently. So
Jeez.
actually, we think that we're gonna escape Brazilian heat by coming to Japan, but actually, we come here and it's worse. At least in Brazil, it's not so humid and so on.
Yeah, you probably have nice places outside to go to.
Yeah, the beach in my city in Florianopolis. It's like in the south near Argentina.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
really nice.
I think I know that. I've seen that on the map on the south. How do you spell that?
It's Florianopolis, like the polis from like Heliopolis or something like this, like city in Greek. And Floriano means this was a name of a general. I think he took the land there to build like a fortress, or maybe I can send on the chat.
Yeah, I'll just grab it on this over my face. Here, yeah, I think it's in the bottom somewhere here. Let me find it in the bottom here. Okay, there we go. There, I've seen it before. I heard it's a nice area to live.
Yeah, I think it's the one of the best in Brazil,
Nice.
related to the Human Development Index, I think. And yeah, it's safe. The culture, how can I explain? I think it's mostly based on Portuguese culture with a bit of Italian, German.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I don't know too much, but I guess you have a bit of mix of all types of like, I don't know, you're probably quite mixed, right? Like your ancestors.
Yeah, yeah. I guess almost all of Brazil.
Yeah, that's what I know. Oh, anyway, so we'll jump into your what you do. You have a channel which we've been connecting for a few months now, and
Yeah,
where should we start? So you're a PhD graduate, and you basically have finished job hunting. That's where you are now.
yeah.
Did you think of
So
this? Was this all planned out? How did this begin? How did this journey start?
so I got a scholarship from the Brazilian government in 2015. It's called Science Without Borders. It was a lot of money from the Brazilian government to send researchers, undergraduates, and graduate students all abroad, everywhere. So we could actually pick the place like if you get the scholarship, we could actually pick the place we wanted to study. So many of my friends went to US, Ireland, Germany. Decided at that time, based on maybe, like pop culture and stuff like this, and also to at the time I believed like, oh, let's go find a place that is very culturally distant from Brazil. So I decided to come to Japan, and I lived here 1 year in Nagoya. Have you been Nagoya?
Just for one night.
Yeah, there is no much there. So. and then I went back to Brazil, and I think that 1 year that I lived in Japan was more like eye-opening.
Yeah.
What we could achieve outside of the tiny island that I come from, my humble beginning. And then I wanted to come back again for masters. So Japanese government has a scholarship called Maxed Scholarship.
I've heard of this.
From
A lot of people in Brazil tell me about this.
Yeah, it's from the Ministry of Education Technology. So at the time I was already thinking of applying for this scholarship, but to be honest, a bit difficult as a master's student in physics to write a project and think of some idea that is new and that the government to read and think that you deserve to get the money, right? So I had this idea to come here in the back of my mind, tried once, didn't pass the examination. And then I managed to pass on my second try for my PhD in Kyoto University. So I study physics all my life, maybe 12 years already. So undergraduate, master's in Brazil, and then my PhD here in Kyoto University. And all my life I thought that I would be an academic, like be a professor, have my own lab. But then perhaps due to economic reasons and this new bubble, vibe coding, I decided to change to AI. So now I'm slowly putting my feet in software development, AI, stuff like this. So I appreciate all the help I get from your chat and from the followers, also from my channel, also a bit inspired to most focus on tech in Japan, for example. So yeah, that's how I started it.
I watched your video. You're comparing Japan, and I think you went. It's quite a dense video because you go through a lot of. I don't know dense, but there's a lot of information in it, and I think the part that kind of stood out was, I don't know if I was reading some of the comments and it was translated that your professor in 1998 could do it, right? Like you could, it was something that maybe they could do, but now maybe times have changed and it's not a path that every guy who has his PhD could go through. So I guess you had to like pivot your idea a few years ago, I guess, or recently.
Yeah, so I think academia changed in the whole world. I think that this path, it's not as stable and how can I say, guaranteed as it was before. I think before you had a PhD, you went to university, you give a handshake to the dean, and you were a professor. Now, and of course, due to the nature of how academia is, every year we produce way more PhD students than vacancies for professors, right? So this leads to maybe you having to do 5 to 6 to 8 years of postdoc, which supposedly were to be only like a 1 or 2 year thing, but they changed it to a whole profession. And here in Japan, they actually call it assistant professor or project-based assistant professor. But in the end, you're just a postdoc that it's paid peanuts in a sense to do a lot of work that professors should be doing. So the whole thing, I think, kind of a bit disheartening for someone who wanted to be a professor, because you finish your PhD at 30 or 35, and then you still have 5-6 years of a postdoc to do, which is not guaranteed that at the end they will hand you an offer, especially here in Japan, which is way more difficult. So, for example, let's say you spend 1 year in Osaka University, then next year you are in Nagoya University, and next year you are in Tokyo. So all this moving, you have yourself to pay for the moving. They don't cover the moving or support you. And it's not like you have many benefits like companies have. You don't have the bonus at the end of the year or something like this. Your performance is not measured properly. Even if you publish 20 papers and host international conference, your salary is not going to increase. So many of these things, you start to realize that you have to do it for love, of course. And it's not even guaranteed that at the end you're going to achieve what you wanted. So if you think about stability and financial responsibilities, it is very difficult to keep on the path of being in academia, especially here in Japan. So yeah, then I changed to become a vibe coder.
Yeah, you're a vibe coder, but okay. You're probably used to. I have no idea about what physicists really do, but you are crunching a lot of numbers. You're fiddling
Yeah.
with equations. That's all
Yeah.
That's my impression. So I guess, are you doing that in this AI tech scene? Are you crunching numbers?
So
How would you compare to what you do and to what you're doing now? What is it like?
So there are 3 types of physicists: the experimentalists who go to the lab and they build, like engineers, they build experiments. Let's say, for example, I'm dealing with quantum computers. So I would, for example, build the supercomputer itself, right? Like the hardware, and maybe develop some of the machinery there. Or like what I did when I was an undergraduate, like I was analyzing solar cells. So we were looking for very efficient solar cells. So we go there in the lab and experiment, measure how much light this solar cell absorbs. So this is one type of physics. The other is pure pen and paper, theoretical, right? So you think like Einstein on the blackboard, opening a lot of math and equations. This is really fun, but it's very difficult to get money because it's difficult to have something palpable, like something to grab on, right? So I think most of my life I was kind of like this. But sometimes you have to resort to computers to solve the equations. Like, let's say you want to analyze a black hole, then there's some limits of the theory. Let's say super high density, super high temperature, or the inverse, super low temperature, super low density, stuff like this. You can make this analysis of the models in the computer to solve these complicated equations. And then there's like simulations, which it's kind of like an experiment that you do inside the computer using the theory from the pen and paper. So it's kind of like a mixed. So this, for me, I think it was the easiest to, how can I say, to work with. I think you don't need to be like this super math genius to be a theoretical, and you don't have to be in the lab all the time. So this, what I did in my PhD was the simulation of materials. So my expertise actually material informatics, to accelerate, develop, discover new type of materials, chemicals, and stuff like this. And this, many industries here in Japan are interested in that. So I'm trying to find jobs in this area. And yeah, this is basically what I did as a physicist. And yeah, I think.
And can you, from your experience, did you recently learn to code? How does that transition work? Because I guess it's a different world.
Yeah, so for coding, let's say in masters, we have some classes that we use like C, but is purely mathematical equations. So it's not like very object oriented. It's literally just a block of code, 2,000 lines, full of for loops and just like variable names are like X, T, double X. So not really, get user, authorize you, something like that. So it's very just to solve the numerical equations. There is a book, I think, called Numerical Recipes on C, which is like the Bible for like this type of numerical simulations or algorithms. Then on masters, we did that also for analyzing the graphs. You use Python. Like you do an experiment, then you have to analyze the data. So in this sense, we have these skills that are a bit transferable. But when it's related to data structure and algorithms, stuff like this, that maybe like lead code, we are not really strong on that. So, and then learning now the AI part. I think if I didn't had like ChatGPT with me, I would be doomed. I think it's a very strong tool. And yeah, just Python and C. That's most of it. I think
Yeah. So
no physicist
you've been
use it.
you've been talking on the chat. You've been job searching. So how long were you job searching for after you graduated?
Yeah. So actually, I started my job hunting. I think maybe. Man, it's been a while. Like even before I graduated, I started like even I think in July last year or
Wow.
August last year, I already started because I was really really afraid of not finding a job here, especially because I was in a student visa, right? So I applied to. I don't remember really well the companies I applied to. Like I went to the final, but I remember like Chugai Pharmaceuticals. I think it was one related to drug discovery AI for material science.
So
And I
basically,
think
what you studied.
yeah, and then at the time the salary was not so good because it was the Shinsotsu newly recently graduated roles. So I think it was around like 300K a month.
Oh, that's about normal. But I mean, look, if it's, I say it sounds normal, but if you're a PhD graduate, like
Yeah,
it comes with a, it has a prestigious thing about it. It's not just a guy who graduated, dance or something. It's when I hear, I go, okay, this is a PhD. Pay him a lot of money.
yeah.
Is that what you thought would happen, or is that what you hear happens, or how do you
I
explain
think
that?
it's related to the domain expertise, right? The the domain expertise that you were looking for, not many people here in Japan or even worldwide can do. When you go to the conference, you see the same faces every time, right? And so I think, I think first that PhDs are not really valued here in Japan because maybe they rather you spend these 3 years of PhD in 3 years in the industry in Japan, kind of like a validation, like, oh, he's already here 3 years, so he knows how to speak Japanese. He knows culturally wise, he's already a good fit for. Yeah. So.
After you got that job, you had Sanjuman 300K a month. You were quite
I applied to that. I applied to that, but I didn't pass. I reached the end of the interview and I didn't pass.
Okay.
So I was really like, man, it's in my field, and I'm not getting any jobs. Like, even though I have a PhD and I'm in the Shinsotsu, I'm reaching the final interview, but I cannot get. And I tried many recruiters, and everything was so difficult for the research and development positions in industry in Japan. Like, I applied to Fujitsu. They have a department that is literally what I did in my PhD, like using simulation, computer science to discover new types of materials, and they were talking about like quantum materials. Then I didn't pass also. So I don't know who are they hiring, to be honest.
Why do you think you weren't getting that? Could you?
I think it's based on. I think it's based on work experience. I think they really value you having 1-2 years of experience in Japan. I think it's kind of like validation that you can work with Japanese people. You're gonna stay for a long time. I think this is what they're looking for, because after I joined my current company, which we can talk soon, I'm getting way more easier offers for change of job than for first job, even if I'm very short time in the company.
Yep. It's similar to me. Even I'm not a great engineer. I think just because they see 10 years, they go, oh, okay.
Yeah, you already validated.
Yeah.
Especially, I think because of the language proficiency, you need the N2 or so. So, yeah, I guess if you don't have the language proficiency, you don't have any experience in Japan, it's really hard to find a job. So, as a recent PhD graduate, my recommendation for all my friends are at least try to have some internships. Maybe before you graduate, it would be good to have some experience under your belt. Have the Japanese language proficiency. You have to have an.
Can I ask you though? In your university in Kyoto, was it in English or Japanese?
Yeah, so the whole course is in English. No, sorry. The whole course was in Japanese. Like, the classes are in Japanese, but I communicated with my advisor in English, and my lab mates also in English. And report-wise, stuff like this, all in English too. But if I wanted to do some courses, they would be in Japanese. But in PhD, you don't need to. But in master's, I think it's required some courses to do. But this is a bit sad, right? Because you come here and don't practice Japanese in academic setting. You don't quite evolve, I think. I wish I could practice more Japanese. I guess I should have.
I mean, physics in Japanese sounds like a nightmare for me.
Yeah, I was trying to learn some. I know some vocab from self-study.
Yeah.
But my one of my professors that I was doing teaching assistant for, like it's a small part-time job here in university. It pays a little bit, but it's enough to help you with the scholarship. He's American from Boston, I think, and he's been here like 15 years. And he's fluent in Japanese, and he got a tenure track. He's a full-time professor now, so it is not impossible. But like I said in the video, you mentioned like you cannot compare from the year 2000 to now, right? It is
even 2015, 10 years ago. It's a little different.
Yeah,
it's a lot easier back then.
Yeah, And it's not like that the postdoc pays badly here in Japan. It's kind of okay, right? Like, depend on the ambition of the person, of course. But you, for example, postdocs in Osaka University or in Tokyo, they pay 5.5 million, 6 million. And if you compare to postdocs in Brazil, for example, or what you can do with this money here in Japan, your quality of life, I think it's reasonable. But the main problem is there is no future. So you stay 5-6 years in the postdoc, and then what, right? And also it's 5-6 years with the same salary, with no progression, no bonuses. So it's difficult to justify. I think it's only a transition stage. Maybe do 1 year, 2 years until you develop yourself some skills that are more useful in the industry, like
But
AI.
if you're a if you're a physicist or you're studying like
Yeah.
mathematics PhD, if you see these
Yeah.
AI jobs paying 15 million yen, you go, oh wow, maybe I could spend a
Yeah,
year.
right.
Why not do that? Like triple my income.
Yeah, I have a friend who's a PhD in math, and he's doing a postdoc in machine learning now. And he's like super smart, publishing papers by himself on very heavy math. And I'm always pushing him to go to do this type of jobs, like a quantitative analyst in some big bank. And these jobs pays a lot, but I think they also need the experience and the Japanese level. I think there was I think it's called the Preferred Networks. Have you looked into this company before?
Preferred networks.
Yeah, I think it's I think they say starting salary there is like 10 million yen, I think,
Is this it?
and it's
Preferred networks. Who we are? Cutting edge technologies. Okay, I don't know, bio and healthcare. Probably research and development.
yeah. So I think this is one of the companies that pays the most for like researchers. They have they have many fields.
Is there a link somewhere?
So yeah, like bioinformatics and stuff. I think they also had some jobs in finance, ML.
Where to go? So can I? Are you still fine with time, or do you have to go soon? Are you fine?
Oh no, it's okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
no worries.
So I want to ask you now. You have your
Yeah.
PhD, and then you learned a bit
Yeah.
of coding before probably before you graduated, and I'm guessing you have something like N2-ish Japanese or something around that.
Yeah,
Around
yeah. I have
N2,
certified N2, but it's a bit rusty. Yeah.
and then you start looking around for these jobs. And did you
Yeah.
feel that it was difficult for your situation to find some? Because you can find a peanut job, right?
Yeah.
Or you can find something that excites you. Maybe they don't pay you 10 million yen, but you go, okay, maybe 2 years later, it can, you get some really good experience. So did you see opportunities in Japan that that kind of excited
Yeah.
you?
Yeah, right. I think the one that I was most excited about was Fujitsu, because they have this they had the largest supercomputer in the world before, and they're doing state of the art research in quantum computers. It's not really that I believe so much in quantum computing. I think there is too much. How can I say? People are very invested on it, but it doesn't show much results now. But I think that was the my first choice ever, and the pay there is nice, like 8-9 million starting. Then you can become like a project leader, maybe like 12 or 15, and then you have stocks options. So this it's a nice path for physicists in Japan. But about the peanut jobs, I think is because if you go to the Shinsotsu route, they bag you together with the 22-year-old undergraduate major, and then you go and it's like 6 months teaching you how to click a mouse, how to
How to bow, how
yeah,
to do
exactly. So
meetings.
yeah, and then I don't know how they really put together PhD students who are 30 years old with undergraduates, right? But and then I think if you have 1-2 years of experience, then you have to try the mid-career hire, right? And so this mid-career, I think it starts at 6-7 million. It's a
Yeah.
good choice. Yeah.
Then can I ask now, your company now, how long have you been working
Yeah.
in it now, and is it
Yeah,
what
it's
you want
been
to do? Is that what you wanted to? Is that what you were looking for?
and now it's almost like 4 months that I've joined. It's AI as a service company. We are dealing with satellite image, so it's related to geospatial information science. Like, what can we do with the satellites or drones? I'm dealing with a project that's very AI based, which is taking the 2D satellite image and making the 3D city reconstruction, which is like a computer vision project. It's nice, but the company is kind of small. I feel like I want more interaction with Japanese, maybe with the client side or stuff like this. So I need to improve my Japanese on that. If that's what I want to do, yeah, it's difficult, man, because all this knowledge of physics, right? You want to apply it somehow. Of course, the critical thinking, analytical thinking that we develop in the physics major, like problem solving, statistics, mathematical modeling, this is all useful to any job. But to be honest, in my case, I would rather work in something related to material informatics, like something about discovering new types of materials. There are some companies in Japan that I'm looking for, but so far, yeah, it's not easy, I guess. I don't know if it's the job market or if it's like I see some people commenting on the chat here saying that even in the US is difficult. That even having PhDs in the US, they become like, you know. So
So I think that yeah, even Japan. I don't know what you think, but I always say Japan is considerably, compared to other countries, it is kind of an easier mode. Not easy, it's easier. There are jobs out there.
you mean like the work environment?
I mean the opportunities if you speak a bit of Japanese, but of course there's a lot of peanut jobs. There's a lot of work around. Let's just say there's a lot of work out there, but maybe you don't experience that because your industry's what you're trying to get is really niche.
Yeah, right. But I think compared to Brazil, for sure, Japan has more opportunities because they have these really big industries for research and development, right? Like even if you join like Toyota or Mitsubishi, stuff like this, there is a research department there that maybe it's not even related to the cars itself, but something maybe to automate the manufacturing, optimize some stuff, develop some hardcore algorithms that perhaps can be fun and intellectually challenging. But yeah, I don't know. I think it really comes to the point of, do you want to join as a shinsotsu and wait 2-3 years to start having a decent salary? Because when you check the median salary, it's like 7-8 million in these companies, but then we start at 3 million. So how long does it take to reach that level? Is it like right after the first year that it like, oh, now it changed, or is like after 10 years, right? So I don't have 10 years to wait.
No. Can I ask, how old are you now?
I'm 30.
You're 30.
Yeah.
I see.
Yeah, that's weird. say out loud.
I'm 38 this month. Yeah, so I want to ask you now then, before I talk about this, about Japan topic in general, I've noticed something, and I've been in 10 years, and I did notice, like, you'll never, and I said it in chat, like, I said it in Discord, like, you'll never be fully utilized in a company. You have to do your own thing if you want to really, I mean, it's easier said than done, but if that's something you really want to do, it's really hard to find a company who can really utilize what you want to do. So maybe doing your own thing, which is of course easier said than done, is always the best route for effective route for reaching your potential.
Yeah, but I think in these big companies, Japanese big companies, I think it would be really difficult to do so, do your own thing. Especially if you are seishain, it means more like whatever the manager wants you to do, you have to do, right? So I before joining this job that I'm doing right now, I accepted one in Yokohama. It was more like engineering firm. So the company had like computer software for simulating, let's say, airflow, fluid dynamics, stuff that you might use in like developing cars or stuff like this, right? And then I asked the CEO by email, okay, I'm gonna join in like 2 months. Is there something I can start studying so I can help immediately or something, feel useful when I join? And it's like, yeah, sure, just learn React. And I'm like, come on, man, like, why? No,
I'm not a
because you're gonna
pleb.
develop.
Yes, I'm not. You think I'm a pleb?
No, it's more like I'm not gonna. How it can be useful
Yeah.
developing a web application for your company, right? So please utilize my skills in a better way. But I think it's like you said, it's difficult for them to know how to use it. I guess maybe that's why it's straightforward if you go to finance, for example, because you literally have to use mathematics, statistics
Yeah.
to solve the problem, right? So yeah, it's, I guess if you have to know how to sell yourself also as a physicist. What is your skills? Or what are you good at? What you excel at? And maybe in my case, I can say that, yeah, I learn fast and I can do math, right? So I don't feel scared by any problem that someone comes at me, oh, can you solve this? I mean, yeah, give me enough time. I hope I can solve it. I think based on years of suffering trying to study like quantum mechanics or some other topics in physics, then other problems become easier in comparison. Then it's like, given enough time, you feel confident in that sense, I guess.
Yeah, I've got a project.
yeah.
Can you center my divs for me and
Yeah.
color my headers, please? No, but
Yeah. So I think I think this type of jobs like Fujitsu, some other quantum computing firms, research and development of materials or semiconductors, like Kyocera. There is a big company here in Kyoto. Ceramics, polymers, even cosmetics. What else? Of course, this geospatial data may be not related to the analysis of the images, but more like building the satellites itself or microsatellites. I think these are jobs that physicists can do well. Finance, of course.
So can I? Okay, I'll have one more question. Is more about Japan now. So you've been here for your total of 5 years, around 5 years now?
Yeah, around that, yeah.
And do you think you're going to stay here for a few more years? How do you see from now on? Do you think this is the place to be for like AI or data scientists or?
Yeah. Like I feel that Japan has a lot to give yet. Like I feel that there is growth. So I feel like I can stay. Like you said, the AI scene here in Japan feels like a baby. So I feel like if you are informed of what's happening like in the US, you kind of have some positional advantage. It seems like here in Japan. I don't know. It feels like we are a bit behind. So maybe trying to start your own thing, maybe a consulting firm for the area that I'm expert in, or my own thing, like I said, on the YouTube. I think there are many things we can do here in Japan, right?
Yeah.
So I feel like Japan still has some to give back. And I guess until a better opportunity shows up, who knows? Like if a guy invites me to go to Singapore, work in a big bank, paying,
Yep.
right? Yeah, I go, but I don't know how often does this come. I don't know.
So then,
I try.
maybe then is this is will you try and get your permanent residency then? Because I think once you get that, you can pretty much do what you can start your own
Yeah.
consulting firm, and that's where
Yeah,
you get
right.
a lot of you can make a lot of money on consulting AI.
Yeah, there is a fast pass to getting PR. For maybe the viewers who don't know, in Japan, if you live here 10 years,
Yeah.
you can apply for the PR, but there is a type of visa, a special type of visa that's called the highly skilled professional visa. It's a point system. And if you get 70 points in this visa, which already the visa itself gives you 5-year period of stay, not a visa, right? It's a status of residency. So the status of this, if you live in Japan with this status for 3 years, then you can apply for PR, so it's faster. And if you have even more points, 80 points instead of 70, then you can get the PR in 1 year. Of course, there is the process that it takes, the time that it takes to process. So that's my plan. I have the 80 points due to the PhD
Nice.
and other things. So I guess I just need to stay maybe like until March next year. Can I start applying to PR? I'm just worried about the global tax. I guess even if you live outside of Japan, but your income comes from Japan, or your permanent residency is in Japan, let's say more than 180 days a year, you have to pay taxes to Japan, I think. I have to check
a 6-month law, right? 6 months or 108 days. Yeah. But
I have to check that.
Yeah.
But there is some global taxed income. Maybe if it's from Japan or you have to send to Japan, I think. But yeah, I think a PR, it opens doors, like you said, to start your own thing, the freelancing, consulting.
Yeah, a lot of freedom. You can go travel back home whenever you want, or work remote, for a few years, or go to America for 2 months,
Because to go to Brazil, it takes around like 3 days just to go.
Jeez.
It's like 40 hours by plane, and then you have the time difference. But when going, the time difference is short. It's okay, but yeah. And then here we have 10 years of paid vacation, right? So 10 days of paid vacation. So.
Yeah, I think that's the best part about. I've been freelancing since 2019. The best part is you work around your projects, so you can have 2 months off and just do, you want to research your own thing, you can just do it, or you want to go back home for 2 months and try and network for whatever reason. It's really good. I wish I had a PR ages ago, but too late.
Have you tried something related to? I know you were trying to build your own recruiting platform.
Yeah.
But how about something related to software itself, or like
I do have something. And it's hard to do it in it's time, because I have a child. But I do make something where it's nothing to do with it. It's to do with low skilled workers and immigration. But I am building that slowly, and it's kind of the thing I'm interested in, but I'm not sure if it's going to make much.
Yeah. I was thinking something about this too. Like, from my channel, there are many Brazilians who want to come to Japan, but either they don't have the undergraduate degree, the bachelor's degree necessary.
Yeah.
and they don't have the language necessary. Maybe they do some type of technical course in Brazil, which is like 2-year period or 3-year period. So I was thinking, okay, how can I take my channel, the audience, and have some type of way to bring these devs here? So I guess our interest overlaps a bit.
Yes. Yeah. Well, the thing is, I have my finger on another pulse because I'm just not sure because I've been using AI for the past 3 weeks, and I'm just not sure where this is going in the next few years, right? Whether it is real or not, this whole like it's going to take our jobs thing, whether it is or not, it still feels uncomfortable. Like, okay, what if suddenly they accept anyone without a degree? It's like, okay, now competition goes up. There's so many factors in the tech space that I feel that having something not related to AI or tech is kind of I feel a bit safer 5 years from now. So I'm trying to figure out, okay, I'll do this for now, but I'm also trying to do something else which is a hedge against if AI takes my job.
We got ourselves, how to say, we deleted our own jobs in the future ourselves.
Yes.
Yeah, right now I feel like I'm a bit a biological interface between two large language models. Like I think something and then I copy paste from one to the other.
Yeah.
But I feel like the moment I don't need to think and the computer thinks for me,
Yeah.
that's where I become useless, right? So yeah, something like you said in outside of tech and in real life, it is.
That's why I am really interested in the whole the SSW visas where the low skill wage jobs, and I just know that AI cannot look after a grandmother. It just a robot can't do that. My grandmother will ask a robot, so where are your parents from? Maybe you're from just all these kind of jobs where I think AI will probably take tech jobs before it takes any of these physical labor jobs.
Depends on which advances faster. I think the the cognitive evolution of AI might take faster than basic functions of a robot. So maybe the robot can basically take care of the grammar by doing the physical tasks. If the robotics advance faster, then maybe I think playing chess with the grammar, I think the robot can do that really well already.
But it'll just win.
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, I just think that I like, that's why the whole Devippo thing, I like humans. It sounds really strange as a person who's a loner. I do like humans. So I try to think of ways to keep humans a part of the equation rather than removing.
Yeah, I feel the same. And I think that's one of the parts where I want to step away from the code a bit. So when I was on this, I want to be a professor type thing, is because I wanted to leave the blackboard and the chalk or the experiments and the simulations to interact with the students, to mentor the students, to kind of like help them achieve their dreams. So in this sense, I get this mentorship from YouTube. So I have my community. I help students who, like recently, one of my students, not my students, but like one of the guys in the community, I gave some mentorship. He passed the Max scholarship, so I'm really happy for him as it like happened to me. So this is very fulfilling, right? Not really just behind the computer all the time coding and building. Yeah, it's fun, but so in that sense, I guess I could work. I don't know, more related to like the project manager. Maybe I don't know. I don't really know how does that really work in a proper tech company. Like people say, oh, tech lead or project manager, stuff like this. But I don't know. I really need to check how that works. But right now, like just coding, like a loner, like I say, remotely, man, it's really, I don't know, it's not it. I'm telling you, this is not a vibe for me. I don't like it.
No, me neither.
Yeah, yeah, it's tough. But I mean, like the masculine urge you have sometimes to quit the coding job and go work as a, I don't know, bricklayer,
Yeah.
wood
Yep.
farmer.
All the time. But the check,
Yeah,
the monthly pay is so good that I go, oh, geez, I'm stuck here.
yeah, right.
It pays the bills, it looks after the family. It's just like, oh, geez.
Yeah,
You have to really do your own thing to make a lot more than a tech income. So
yeah.
yeah. But before we close up, do you want to say anything? Because I think it's a bit over 10 now. Do you want to say something to anyone watching,
Yeah,
or you have a YouTube channel, or whatever you want to say?
yeah. Time flies. I'm really happy to have joined the call. I think we will meet soon, right here in
Of course, yeah.
the Kansai Dev.
30th of August,
Yeah.
Saturday.
So I would be happy to see everyone from the community there. About my channel, unfortunately now it's only in Portuguese. It's been with cobwebs. I'm being on this trying to study AI on my free time and also looking for new jobs. But this I can say is mostly excuses. I have to focus on that. But yeah, thank you for having me. All the questions. I hope I gave a brief overview of what's the PhD academia scene, postdoc scene in Japan. We could talk for hours, of course.
Oh yeah, of course.
And I think
We can
yeah,
talk again just off stream another day. I think there's a lot of interesting things to talk about.
sure. Yeah, I think my last message is maybe for those who are not in Japan is to have some. I think my best recommendation for those who are not in Japan yet is take advantage that you are in your home country, that you are in a safe environment in the sense that you know the culture, you have your family support system, and that where you can have some support if anything goes wrong, and really take some time to have some work experience, 2, 3, 5 years, and do your undergraduate, your major, bachelor's there, because I see many people wanting to come to Japan to own a language school, and then they don't have the bachelor's and they want to do the bachelor's in Japan.
Yeah.
And all this while doing a part-time job for 28 hours a week, getting
Yeah.
1,000 yen, working on Saiziriya.
Yeah.
And then like, no, please, please hold a little bit and plan carefully. And so I think this is my last message. And then once you come here with experience, with the degree, then you're not going to be a pleb, I hope, and have more opportunities.
Cool, man. Thanks for thanks for joining in. And it's I know nothing about the PhD road, so it's nice to get an insight of that. And we'll catch up soon.
Sure. Yeah. Okay. Thank you so much. Appreciate you. Have fun today and the rest of the week.
Yeah, sure. Good night.
Thank you, guys.
Oyasumi.
Good night. Bye.
Okay, disconnected. How do I change my camera? Just a second, fellas. That was an interesting chat right there. I'm gonna change my camera. I'm like a boomer. There we go. I'm back. Streaming room is closed. Matt, thanks Matt for coming in, jumping in. Matt gave some good advice there and some great insight on the PhD life in Japan and job hunting. Working as a AI or LLM engineer. What do you guys think? What do you guys think? A lot of people were chatting, but I couldn't focus on the chats. We covered quite a few topics there. I better change the screen there. Covered quite a few topics. Fleets in the house. I'm gonna check the chats real quick. Diego mentioned something. Nerdy Dumb Productions mentioned something. Faceless says, funny, I have no Japanese, but I made enough connections to where it doesn't matter where getting a job here. Obviously, not everyone is going to be able to get in the same position as I am. Yeah, I think Faceless as well. You're probably quite an active. Would you say you have a character? Not. I'm trying to. You know what I'm trying to say. You have a personality that you can go around and connect with people. I think a lot of guys in tech are not very. Look, that's a stereotype, but it's a stereotype for a reason. They're not really outgoing. They're not going to go to meetups and shake hands and bow and all that. But I think you can do that stuff. Diego says, did he have any foreigner professor? I'm not sure. It must be hard to be a professor in a Japanese university except for English teaching. Yeah, I've seen some English teacher professors. I mean, there's quite a few English teaching professors. All the Gen Xers, they're on cozy incomes. They've been here forever. Like if there's that guy, the guy that has a YouTube channel about finances, Retire Japan. I think he was like a university lecturer or something for forever. Faceless says quantum computing is where you get really small, like Ant-Man, right? Yeah, I think, yeah, pretty much. Eddie says, what considered a really good salary in Japan? 10 million yen? I think really good. Okay, I think if you say good, you could say good. Where's my hand? You can't see. Good income is 7-8 million yen. This is Japan. I'm not talking about just Tokyo. I'm talking about Japan. Wait, that's a really good. I think good is like 6 million yen. That's considered whole of Japan, right? We're talking whole of Japan. You see, my dog is his legs are there. Who can we get? My dog's behind there having a sleep. Taka, you're right there, buddy. You want the light off? Yeah, you probably want the light off. He can go on he can hide under the bed if he wants the light off. He knows where to go. What was I talking about? What was I talking about just now? Forgot. Anyway. Oh, good income. So the whole of Japan, right? 6 million is good. Don't be out of touch, guys. Let's be honest. 6 million is good. 6-7 million is really good. 6 million is good. 8 million is very good, and then ultimate is 10 million. It's like the way that in the West you would think of $100,000 back in the 1990 or early 2000s, late 90s. The 100K job would be the ultimate income, and I think Japan still, the 10 million yen is the ultimate income. Of course, because we're a tech bros, we're gonna say that's nothing. But if you talk about Japan in general, 10 million yen is amazing. Get any type of bank. Most banks will mortgage your house on that. Okay, I'm just checking the chats right now. Faces says it's moving so fast in the US. I think it's good that it's a bit slower here when it comes to AI. Yeah, Hiro's in the house. Hey Hiro, how's it going? It's already taking on jobs. Yeah, I think the thing is, it's taking it, but it's not taking it the way that companies want it to take. I'm using AI every day for my job. I'm not coding for the past 3 weeks, but I am telling it what to code and how not to do things. And in my case, someone asked me before something about AI. In my case, it's a repetitive task that we must do. But behind this repetitive tasks, there are different types of APIs, and there are different types of data structures with the APIs, different types of error handlings, different types of what else is there. Some APIs work and others don't, or some APIs work on certain SaaS plans. Is it SA? So in my case, to make AI could help scaffold things really quickly, but the minor details that can make or break software, you have to really look into that. You really have to be careful, because if there's one small issue, then yeah, you have a bug. And then if you have paying customers, then you could lose them because you have a bug, and you just use the vibe coding, the whole software. That's dangerous. Okay, let me check. Pedro Mark Ovis says, "Hugs from Brazil, dude. Someday I'll get there too. Thanks for the tips. Thanks for watching, Pedro. Great advice. Yeah, that's a good advice there, guys. Don't jump here so easily, so willingly, without having something in your own country. Do something in your own country first is probably a really good advice. So yep. Yeah, I'll check the chats right now. Nerdy Dumb Production says, "It was great hearing Matt's story. Puts into perspective the thought that a PhD is this free pass for a good paying job." Yeah, well, he did work. Look, he's been studying until 30, so you know, it must. If you're studying until 30 at a extremely difficult subject, you probably would expect something a little better than a peanut job. You don't want to be thrown into the peanut jobs with the rest of the, normal pleb grads. Durian says Dogen. What about Dogen? Durian? Nerdy Dumb Production says, "It's great hearing..." Oh, no, he just said it. Rovan says, "Oh, Faceless is giving me bear money." Oh, Faceless. It's going to go right back to you. Bears on me next time. And congrats on applying for your visa stuff. You didn't have to do that. But, I'll take it. I'll take the 2,000. Hey, kampai to you. Drink some cheap wine from Chile. I was really tired today, but during the stream, I really woke up. And also because I drank a lot of coffee just before. Coffee and wine at the same time. Really bad for you, I think. I think Faceless was also on the live stream once. So I'm getting everyone on the stream. Maybe one person a week is a good idea. With some interesting story. But I think, yeah, I like to hear different types of stories. Like, not just, so I don't want to just hear a guy struggling as a peanut dev job. There's a lot of those stories, but hearing PhD stories is also awesome. He'll be fine. He'll do amazing things. I'm just guessing. I don't know this stuff, guys. Come on. I'm just trying to be positive. Feels like the good old days. Thank you, sir. I'm glad to finally get it over with. Yeah, I've got a little one as well, Faceless. So I can't imagine having, people that depend on you. So you have to tell them, okay, are we staying here, or are we going to go back home? It's like a lot of stress. The missus is asking you, hurry up and get on that, do the thing. I'd have to come back once things are finished. Cool. Rovan Lama says, "Got hit with the residence tax like this month. Really want to switch so I can make more than this peanut job." Oh man, Rovan, are you on the peanut job here? Poor man. Got to get out of that. You got to grind your way out of that. It's possible. There's a lot of guys in the Discord that grinded through peanut job, making 3 times more. Fleet says Interact ALTs are on 2.5 million even after the yeah, man, the Fleet, the ALT jobs in the Inakas are just like, you're not probably working much. You just I'm sorry, ALT guys. I know you're just hanging around schools and smiling, and I have a friend who was an ALT in Wakayama. It was chill. He told me it's chill. He just relaxed all the time. There's nothing much to do. He studied in his spare time. But it kind of kills ambition if you go that route. Which is, you got to be really careful, guys. You don't go and kill your any hopes or dreams of doing anything interesting. So Faceless says that's why I gotta say. That's why I say chase that USD. Yeah, it is. It is a sad truth, guys. Not a sad truth. It is a truth. You got to get that USD. If you can get it, get it. If you're American in Japan and you work in tech, you should try and get that USD. It's a lot difficult if you're not American, and that's my take. Is that if you're an American in Japan, you should be getting that USD somehow. You're connected to that country. Rovan says, with 6 years experience, my senior just moved to Tokyo with 8.5 million offer. Oh, that's pretty good, Rovan. Six years experience with 8.5 million offer. That's really good. Good on your friend. If it's a single dude, he's going to have a great time. Durian says, shitty startup I worked for paid 2.5 before tax. Oof. Oof. Hey, at least you got your foot through the door. Daniel says, good stream. It felt like the good old days. This is low budget. My channel is low budget, but the connections is top quality. The stories, the people behind these stories, the advice, me going through websites and showing how I'm not getting a car right now. Showing these companies and talking about experiences. This is top level stuff, guys. This is low budget, top level, top shelf. Rovan says it's good to hear stories of people from different backgrounds. Yeah, absolutely. And some good comments on physics to physics mat. Look, I probably wouldn't be able to pass a computer science major in my uni days. I'd fail it. So I have respect for anyone who can even just do that, even pass a computer science degree. That's awesome. Then you go into a master's and a PhD. That's way out of my league, out of my zone. Daniel says, I relate with this desire to do things more meaningful. Yeah, it is a look, I'm always quite straight up with how much I make, guys, because I think it doesn't really matter if you're making, look, if you're in Tokyo, you're making 5 million to 10 million, you can, like I said in my Discord, you can fall off at any time. You're not immune to stuff. 5 million yen to 10 million yen, it's not like, okay, maybe your life changes, you can buy a car, but what's really important doesn't change. So my number is like around 7 million yen. Your life doesn't change so much. Then after that, it's all just, do you want to go on 2 holidays a year instead of 1? Do you want to go holidays to France instead of going to Thailand every year? Which is fun and it's great, but I think once you can take care of rent, food, and health, the rest of your time is left to do. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Play Wordle? What are you gonna do? You're gonna go on play a shitty Discord app, Wordle? I can't show that. I've got all the names. Sorry, I shouldn't show the stream people. What are you gonna do? Play Fortnite? You're gonna play Tekken 8? I wish I could play Tekken 8. We're gonna play Death Stranding. I wish I could play Death Stranding. But I'm trying to make something interesting. I'm trying to do something beyond myself. But I hope to see Faceless. I hope to see you again in Drink Up if you're still here. Meet up, Drink Up. Nerdy Dumb Production says, it's cozy, we don't need all the top transitions and all that Twitch jazz, just keep them. Yeah, I don't know how to use Twitch. I will never use it. How much does Blue Label cost in Japan? Does that mean the alcohol? The Blue Label, is that an alcohol? So, sorry, man, look, I'm not well educated to know what Blue Label is. Blue Label is that a Johnny Walker? I seriously don't know. Faceless says, I think the big issue with the US dollar is the exchange rate. It's good now, but that 15 million could become 8 million quick, depending on what happens. Sure, that's probably extreme, but it could happen. Yeah, there's a guy in our server, Woodchuck, and I think he's getting paid in USD. It's not crazy high paying, but it's good. And when it comes to Japanese yen, it's really good. So as long as the yen goes, as long as the yen stronger, the USD goes up, Japanese yen goes down, you're good. But I guess, yeah, if it goes the other way, who knows, right? I don't watch the news, guys. So when things happen, suddenly the dollar goes up because something's about to happen. Japan signs some new treaty. I don't know any of this stuff. I don't know about politics. I don't know about any of that stuff. But I don't want to focus on. I don't want to focus on USD personally. I would love to have some USD. I got 2,000 yen. That's like what, $14 USD. Buy me. Okay, this is 800 yen for cheap from 7-Eleven. Cheap Chile wine, but Chile has some good cheap wine. This is like what, 800 yen, including taxes. I'm not having a lot, just a bit. Just calm down, just to calm myself down. It's been a week. Vibe coding. Okay, so I have one more thing to say about vibe coding is that I think because I have experience of 10 years, vibe coding for me is a lot easier than vibe coding for someone with, let's say, less experience, like 3 years. And that's the part which is, I think, the part where, let's say, guys, junior devs now start vibe coding. They are getting robbed. Faceless got me. I'm wasted, not like from the alcohol, but I'm wasted from the day. It's been a lot. I wake up 5 a.m. today. I usually wake up 6 a.m. to walk the dog and help out at home with the little one. Okay, so back to the AI part is that if you're a fresh graduate, some of the young guys here, if you're a fresh graduate or you're a fresher, if you are in 511 a hut and you start vibe coding now, I think it robs you of learning the hard way. You're getting robbed of learning the hard way, and I've noticed in my team that there is a young guy and he's like, oh yeah man, I've got to use this, and cursor, and then you got to connect this to that, and then okay, great, this is the prompt. But when it comes down to actually making the product, I think that is not enough, and it doesn't work well. And when I make my prompt, it scaffolds most of it, and then I slowly add in parts bit by bit, and I know, okay, this is it might AI, the cursor. I'm using cursor and what do you call it, Claude, and I know that. I know what Claude is trying to do, and I go, no, don't do that. Do it this way. Okay, you're using credentials. Okay, you're using credentials this way. Can you update these other APIs too, to use the credentials in that way? And then it does it for me. But anyway, that's my take so far. Like 3 weeks using it, and I've been coding very minimal, extremely little. That's my take. That's all I've got to say about that. And it's not the junior dev's fault. It's because they've been told, like these jobs these days, getting told you have to know. Let me check this one. So now if I'm trying to show you now, if you go to Findy, okay, you're not going to read Japanese. Half of you guys can't even read. Generative AI technologies and tools. So these jobs now, the use of generative AI. So these jobs would require you to use cursor by engineers, but also by project managers. Gemini is doing code reviews for my current project. So I don't blame young guys fully going balls deep into AI, because look, these startups, that are, you know, they're paying very nice. They're very okay. This is technical program manager. They're paying very well. They're paying engineers or tech workers well. But it's saying like you need AIs. Even this one here. Okay, maybe this is just finally codes like default. Well, this is very recent. Default text, default templates, but they all saying, can you use generative AI? And I'm a millennial, so it's still very new to me. Physicist says been dealing with that junior devs. They just don't understand what the code is doing. Yeah, and that's the problem, right? And it also is that I can understand the structure of code. I'm not really good at explaining. I can understand how this code is working, the architecture of it, and how we should or shouldn't add things to it. And I'm not even the smartest guy. And I can already tell that the other guys are a little younger. They've just been doing it for the past 2 years. So Physicist says, I spoke to a company recently and they basically wanted me to help build out AI tools for their junior devs to use. They want to hire cheap work. It'll bite them in the ass long run. Yeah, they'll hire it. They could make something that's half-assed. Like it will pass tests maybe because the tests are written by AI. And then something happens on the road and you find out that this is slop. This is AI slop. I have found many interesting positions using AI requirement. Yeah, it's happening now. Finally, every job says what type of AI they're using. A Copilot's kind of, isn't Copilot trash? I haven't used it. I stopped using Copilot because I hated when it would like just give me all these recommendations. It was really annoying. So I stopped using it ages ago. Eric versus AI. Eric's name says Eric versus AI says USD. Yep. Get that D from the US. From Mexico says, I have found many interesting positions using AI requirement. Yeah. Like this one here is I think this is a popular startup. Let me check. 10 people. Don't open it there. Open up another link. Gen X. Gen A. What is this? Business innovation with generative AI. Yeah, so a lot of people are using it these days. And if you don't use it, you look like an idiot. So the product is operating AI to cut. Okay, it's all the same stuff, guys. It's all this. It's all the same stuff. It's all this. It's all the same stuff. I'm not angry at it. I'm not saying it's good or bad. I'm just saying it's all the same stuff. Go make money, guys. Front end engineer, 700,000 to 700,000 to what am I talking about? 1.2 million yen. They're all using it, so just use it. And Pad, I've seen this one around. React the Next. Gemini. I think Gemini's. Geez. USDs. Eric versus A. Do you know how to write assembly code? No idea. Boom, you never learned the hard way. I'm not a boomer, okay? I'm a millennial. Maybe Gen X used assembly. Maybe some Zoomer in Belarus. So I have to use Belarus or something. Maybe, yeah, Eric, because you're from... Where are you from? You're from, don't tell me American, that's lying. You're from, what's a country, who cares? Like, what's a country? New Zealand, no one cares. No, that they have good tech there. You're from some country where, who cares? I'm a doomer. Yes, you should be. That's very good. Barack John says, we have to make that AI money before the economic correction comes up for all the funding being poured into AI. You got to store that money and buy a hut. And now I have to buy a car. I'm seriously looking at cars, guys. And nothing too fancy, but just for the family. Faceless. Maybe once you get your once you get a working visa, you might want to live outside of Tokyo, but then get a small family car. I don't know if you can get your license. And this is what I was looking at. I was looking at something for the family, and I was looking at a Harrier. Something for the family. Where's a Harrier? Harrier. Is this Toyota? This is Toyota. Harrier. Where's a Harrier? I'd love a Hilux, but I don't have money. Harrier. There you go. There's nearly 4,000 Harriers. I'm not buying that's like $40,000 New Zealand. We're going to the cheapest Harrier. Nearly 200 Ks for 6,000 New Zealand dollars. Yeah, I'm gonna need something for 2 adults and 4 kids. Geez, man, you're gonna get like a massive family van. I think Harriers don't have six seats. But the one I was looking at recently, sorry guys, this is not tech related, this is cars related to buying in Japan. Which distro is that? Which distro? This is Gunetto. This is where you find the cheapest, and I mean, this is the number one. There you go. This is the number one website for finding cars in Japan. I think one of the best family cars in Japan that is very affordable is a Freed. You just live in a bus life. Live in a bus with your family. So I think Freeds are pretty good. The cheapest Freed is Juyonmang, which is what, $1,000 for some of you guys to understand this. So for $1,000 you have it under 200,000 kilometers. Don't ask me how many miles. That's the cheapest. So there's a lot of cheap cars around. Niji Gomang. Yeah, I'm getting there, guys. I'm getting there. But yeah, Honda Freed has 6 seats. 6 seats. Cheap box. A lot of space for a small family. Look, small family. But there's 6 seats in there. Where are the seats? Show me the seats. See? 1, 2. Where are the seats at? Nope. I want this inside. Show me the inside. It doesn't show. But anyway, cheap cars all over Japan. I'll be getting one. It's either a Honda Freed or a Harrier. If I want to spend a bit more money, it's a Harrier. But this here is a 6-seater family little automobile. An automobile. In the back there, you've got 2. 2 in the back, 2 in the middle, and 2 in the front. And you can fold up those seats when you don't need them and put all your shopping in there, your IKEA furniture. Audrey says that box looking might be cheapest. Yeah, I think Yusuf says, hi from Morocco. I watch your videos all the time. Thanks for sharing. Thank you, Yusuf. I've seen your name a few times, maybe. From Morocco. Thanks for joining. I hope someday to go to Morocco. I seriously mean that. I would love to travel. Maybe after the kids are grown up, I'll go there as a solo travel. Faisal says, yeah, I've got to move out towards Mitaka, Ome. Yeah, Ome is good. Got to need a house at one point. At this point, yeah. Diego says, how about a K car? Yeah, I was thinking about K car. I'm just worried about crashing, Diego. K cars are really cheap. Like, if we have a look at a K car, Honda, I'm guess Honda has K cars. Like this N box, this is everywhere. There's 12,000 N boxes. So if I go the cheapest one, what's it, like Goman or something? Okay, Nijumang. Yeah, I might as well just get a proper Toyota. I'll get a proper car. It's just too slow. And if it crashes, you're done. Well, if it crashes, it's done. Like, I'd prefer a Fit over a K car. Oh. Eric says, boom, you don't really know how to code. I don't know how to code, Eric. What do you think? What do you think? I'm an expert at this? Yusuf says, thanks, I work at DevOps. Awesome. For you, Daisy. Thanks, Eric. What about Jaguar? I saw there's like a new LGBTQ car. Where's the LGBTQ car? This one? Is this the LGBTQ car? I saw recently they have an LGBTQ car. Maybe it's not in Japan yet. Is it Jaguar that does that? So anyway, that's what I'm looking for, an older car, because I moved out of central Tokyo. But anyway, I used Firecrawl to get every company of J Startup, and every company of J Startup, there's around 270 companies. So from the 270, I got the actual company links, and I'll be trying to connect and tell them about my Devippo service. So I'll be hassling every single, I know this company. I'll be hassling every single tech company to work with me. And yeah, let's see how this goes. I don't have any time at all. Someone in my community said they worked there for a bit. Yeah, a lot of foreigners. There you go. That's great. Yep. All the foreigners. Very good. Don't kick me out yet, Japan. I think some of them want to kick us out. Not yet. It doesn't end yet. It's not over yet, Snake. That's Liquid from Metal Gear Solid 1. We shooting the shit at the moment. Yes, we are. We absolutely. Absolutely. You mean the Batman animated series with a car? What's the subject, guys? Or the subject now? Or the subject in the chat? Eric is just... That guy just don't know what he's on about half the time. J Startup, if you want to look at... Okay, I'll just show you guys. I'll just link you this. We shooting... Show all the foreigners eating... We are big DEI. We are big DEI. Actually, guys, I have some news about DEI. There is I think I'm going to be on a... Let me double check this. Oh, they're not going to interview. Someone tried to reach out to me for an interview for DEI, and they rejected me because I'm not... They rejected me because I'm not the right gender. Did you guys hear that? I was asked recently. Okay, I think what happened. Okay, I'll tell you guys what happened. I'm not gonna say who or which company. I was asked. I was connected to someone who does DEI stuff, and I thought it'd be funny if I was to be interviewed on a DEI based channel, and she was really interested. But I think what happened, they saw my content, and someone in the team went, "Oh, nah, this guy's don't do this, don't do that, not this guy, that guy, nah, he wouldn't support the flag, you know." Because I didn't support the flag last year. I openly said I don't support it. It's not that I like hate anyone, but I can't promote this stuff. It's not. It goes against a lot of the values I was raised to believe in. But anyway, she was trying to get me into some interview or something, and they said no, sorry. My team said we're taking into consideration things like gender and types of work. So apparently I'm not DEI enough. Eric is a really funny guy. Eric is... Oh man, thanks Eric for your great jokes. Oh man, this is so good, Eric. so funny. Eric has a personality that, anyway. So yeah, so I probably won't continue on that conversation with that person. I thought it would be funny to be on a DEI based interview, but not be the DEI. But the irony here is I am the most DEI guy, DEI, because I accept retards like Eric. Retards like Eric versus AI. I accept. That's DEI. That's real DEI. Spastic retards like Eric. I accept you for who you are. Hey, we've got 14 minutes in. So yeah, anyway, a JStart, I'll get all these companies, list them up in my Notion. Don't know why I have to use Notion. And I'll start selling. I'll just start connecting. I already know this company. I'm connected to them. I better start talking to them soon. And they know my face. They better know my face. And here in Herb Careers, there's 1,200 tech companies. Excuse my spitting. It's getting late. Hokuto, yeah, I think I interviewed for this company. A lot of these companies you'll end up interviewing for. Okay, and this is another company, another website is Live Tech Direct. It's basically Findy. And you can see tech companies here. I stopped trying to find a full-time job a while back, but anyway, it is here, and you can find some good jobs on this site. They try to reach out to me. No thanks. San doesn't want anything to do with me. Anyway, that's that. Okay, I'm gonna check the chats. Tech Power Future says Eric have been doing this since long time. Yeah, I know. Eric is it just kills the air that people breathe. Just absolutely destroys it. Just stinks up. I like the word stink up. He stinks it up. You know, I think it's fine to have people who stink it up, but like if it's too much, it just gets really shitty. It gets too stinky. Faceless says, how dare they discriminate against someone from New Zealand? You can do a funny dances and I want to do a dance. I want to do a haka. Show them the real diversity. I'll do a war dance. Teach them a lesson. The true DEI dance. Okay, and then what did he do? Probably very few people actually believe in DEI, and you're not visibly diverse enough for them to think it's worth the effort, since it's all performance. Big old fart. Yeah, no, it's yeah, of course. If I had make like some makeup on, or if my channel was like showing the flag, or if my channel was what is it, just doing all this stuff, they will. Eric says, so much for that I inclusion, you're not included. I think the irony here is I do believe in diversity, but it's not the diversity by force. It's diversity by free to be diverse. You probably hate me, half of you, but you're diverse enough. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about, but you know what I'm trying to say. Look, it's not like suddenly they invented gays. It's like they've been around forever. Everyone knows someone who's a little unique. It's like you invented it. It's like they invented it. Samoan has a thing called whawhawhine, which is a guy who acts like a girl. They have performances around this character. But, DEI was invented by Americans in Silicon Valley, or like whatever, or Portland, Oregon. I gotta bring up Portland, Oregon. Portland, Oregon invented diversity. This stream is going downhill from here, guys. The Matrix, yes, it's in the Matrix. The Matrix is a diversity person who made it. Love you, bro. Come and visit me in Kawasaki. Look, I'm not gonna go to Kawasaki. Wait, where's Kawasaki's that's Kanagawa. You mean Kanagawa? Kawasaki is Kawasaki's in Kawasaki-shi. Why would I go, mate? I'm not gonna go there and go just so I can. No, I'm not gonna go there so I can just go to a Filipino bar. A Filipina bar. Filipina's a female. I'm not gonna go Kawasaki to go and enjoy Filipina bars. Okay, you can do that. There's no reason to go to Kawasaki. Eric says, hey, I'm not retarded. Okay, sure. Okay, I want to go off in 5 minutes. Is there something anyone wants me to check, or you have anyone have a question need to be answered? My content's kind of trash today. After the interview, it just goes into me looking at random things, and I guess my screen probably froze as well. But I think, yeah, this the interviews are always great. I really do like hearing all these guys' stories, and this stream's going downhill from now, so I better just shut it down. Thanks for the 2,000 yen from Fleet. Oh, sorry, Fleet, not you. Faceless. How's the situation? Okay, good on you. Want to talk about banking? Need to figure out bank account to open up after visa's done. Oh yeah, you should jump in the Discord. I think a lot of us can give great advice on which bank to go to. You ideally want to go to like Sony. They have a good app. Don't go to a Japanese one, a real Japanese one. It's absolute trash, to be honest. That's all I've only got Japanese banks, and it's pretty bad. For Mexico says, sure, how about situation in Tokyo IT hiring? Sure. Situation? Good. Easy. You have experience? Amazing. You speak some Japanese? Easy. You have no Japanese? It's going to be really hard. You're competing with Japan Dev. Gigaku says, do you have any experience or knowledge about Japan career programs? Sakae internship. Let me have a check. Okay, I don't know. Look, I'm not an expert on internships. You'll do the hackatua. I'll do the hackatua. I'll show you the hackatua. Your life starts here in Japan. It's the best internship. Okay, the best internship program. Look, I don't know too much about internships, to be honest. If you can get an internship, you can get it. That's all I can say. But the thing is about these I'm guessing they target people from abroad. Oh, price you have to pay? Okay, they do everything. Tech internships. Look, honestly, I have no idea about this stuff. I don't trust half of these services. These probably all nice people here. There's nothing wrong with them. An internship. If you're not in Japan, everything is like 10 times harder. So that's all I've got to say about that. Here we go. What is it? Just the job site? It's just a website for jobs. There we go. Look, I bet you these jobs are the same as everywhere else. Okay, that's 3.2 million yen. Web mobiles. This is how bad it is. 3.2 million yen a year. That's 30,000 New Zealand dollars a year. And look at what they're asking you. Look at what they're asking you. This is crazy. And this is a reality of majority of Japan jobs. I don't know how much that this company can make if they get you to this job. Yeah, you might have to, some of them make you pay for an internship. You got to be careful out there, guys. Don't just you shouldn't be paying for internships. It's just an HR company. Look, they're in suits. You should trust them. Always trust people in suits. It's really important. The more suited up they are, the more trust you should give them. Fleet says you need to pay half of the internship and probably themselves unpaid. Yeah, you gotta be careful, guys. There's a lot of I'm not saying they're scams, but yeah, I don't trust it. Yeah, developers are treated like blue collar workers here. They are. You got to find the good jobs, like these kind of good jobs, which are good. I'm a front end engineer. Yep. These are not easy to get. First, you have to speak Japanese, and then you need experience. And even then, you're also competing. Remember, you're competing with Japanese devs as well. You're competing with Japanese devs, and you probably don't vibe with their team. Where's the tech stack? Yeah. We work in Tokyo, Port the city. This is the near. Okay, this is near Hamamatsucho maybe. I think it's near Hamamatsucho, Minatoku. Kawasaki Kanagawa, you don't know. We have an IBM quantum computer here. Snacks bar. Sing for 5 minutes. Okay, you guys. It's 11. It's 11, and I gotta wake up early and walk the dog, and do family stuff. But I really appreciate everyone who's been watching from the beginning, or if you just jumped in the last 10-20 minutes. I really appreciate it. Every Thursday, I'm trying to find an interesting character every Thursday to talk about something related to tech in Japan. And I'll be here every Thursday, as I said, every Thursday. See you next Thursday. Yeah, I'm wasted. See you guys next Thursday. Take care. See ya.